Hello, my wonderful people. We are now on session 14 of our functional skills maths. We're going to look at conversions between metric and imperial units of length. So let's see how we get on. Now, there's a fair few activities in your Canvas account for this, so please make sure you practice them because that's how you'll reinforce the learning. Anyway, aims and outcomes. By the end of the session, learners must be able to understand and use relationships between metric units of length. Learners should be able to use relationships between imperial units of length. And learners could also aim to convert between metric and imperial units of length. Learners will be assessed on their ability to understand metric and imperial lengths, imperial units of length, and the conversion between them. So let's just have a look at what metric units are. We'll start by revisiting metric units in length before we move on to the conversion between metric and imperial lengths. In metric units, meters, brackets M, are the key measure that are similar units to centimeters, cm, and millimeters, mm, and large units, kilometers, km. They are related by 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter, 100 centimeters is 1 meter, and 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. So we can also convert all of the units. So, for example, 1 meter equals 1,000 millimeters. So they're interchangeable. So to convert 5 centimeters to millimeters, 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So that's got to be 50. Yeah, there we go. Example, convert 3.4 kilometers to meters. So that's going to be 3,400. There we go, 3,400. Wonderful. So convert 375 millimeters to meters. So this one's a little bit more tricky. Solution is 1,000 millimeters to 1 meter. Then 375 millimeters equals 375 divided by 1,000 meters equals 0.375 millimeters. So if we look at completing the conversion table below, you can see millimeters then, 450 millimeters is 45 centimeters is 0.5 meters. 325 millimeters is 325 centimeters, so it's 3.25 meters. 855 millimeters is 85.50 centimeters, so that's 0.855 meters. And then finally, 3,275 millimeters is 327.5 centimeters, and that is 3,275 meters. Good. So imperial units. So for imperial units of length, the key here are inches, feet, yards, and miles. The relationships between them are shown on this table. So it's 12 inches to 1 foot. It's 3 foot to 1 yard. And it's 1,760 yards. Is that meant to be? I think that's meant to be yards. Equals, I don't know what that last one is. I don't think years is right. Equals 1 mile. So a mile is, it's got to be yards. I don't think that bottom one's not right. They've made an error on that. Example, convert 2.5 yards to inches. So to do that, you would need yards to feet. We multiply 3 to give 2.5 times 3 equals 7.5. And we convert feet to inches. We multiply 12 to give 3.75. So the way that I used to remember this, and again, a little old-fashioned way, is roughly 1 foot is about 30 centimeters. So it's 3 feet to 90 centimeters. So it's just short of a meter. So 3 feet is a yard. So the difference between a yard and a meter is about 10 centimeters. Just pointless information, really. Not sure what that last conversion is there. Example, convert 36 feet to yards. So to convert feet to yards, we need to do 3 to give 36 divided by 3 is 12 yards. Convert 245 yards to miles. So to convert yards to miles, we need to divide 1,760 to give us. Still not sure what that's meant to be. 245 divided by 1,760 equals 1.392045 miles to 2 decimal places. Good. Equivalent length. Complete this table for length by adding in the missing lengths in each row. So you've got inches, feet, yards, and miles. So you can see 396 inches is 33.3, it's 11 yards and 0.00625 miles. You've got 31,680 inches, that's 2,640 feet, that's 880 yards, 0.5 miles. We've got 792 inches, 66 feet, 22 yards, 0.0125 miles, and then 3,168 inches is 264 feet. That's 88 yards and 0.05. So the table gives an approximate conversion between metric and imperial units. Note that the symbol means approximately or equal to. There you go. So you can see there, as I was saying, 1 foot is roughly about 30 centimeters there. So an inch is about 2.54 centimeters. A foot is about 0.3045 meters, which is about 30.48 centimeters. 1 yard is 91.44 centimeters. Not sure what's going on there again. And then a mile is roughly 1.6093 kilometers. And then there's your conversion from metric to imperial. So back, just so you've got a rough idea. So for example, 6 yards in meters is approximately 6 times 0.9144. That's equivalent to 5.5, well, just over 5.5 meters. And 8 kilometers in miles is approximately 8 times 0.621. So that's just, again, under 5 miles, isn't it? So conversion problems then. We've seen that 8 kilometers is roughly 5.968 miles. And we often use approximation. So 8 kilometers is approximately 5 miles. That's what we just said. This is helpful when driving in Europe, when the distance is all in kilometers. Here are the conversions. So again, you can just see those conversions on there. Finally, note that 1 foot is about 0.3048 meters. That's 30.48 centimeters. So we often approximate 1 foot is 12 inches or 30 centimeters. And that's roughly the size of your foot. So roughly your size of your foot is 30 centimeters. That's why it's called a foot. Aims and outcomes. So by the end of this session, learners must be able to understand and use relationships between metrics, units, and lengths. Learners should be able to use the relationship between imperial units and lengths, and learners can convert between metric and imperial lengths, and learners understand metric units, lengths, and conversions between them. Please make sure that you go through, check your videos, do the activities, and do your knowledge checks and make sure you've understood everything. Well done. That's the end. You can see in session 14. There is a fair bit to go through, so please make sure you do. It's important that you really do check all of that and go through them all to check them. Brilliant. Take care, and I will see you all in session 15.